So in the first session, we talked about quantum communication, and we learned that the view of quantum scientists today resembles a lot of what ancient wisdom traditions have been telling us all along about how the universe works and how we are connected to it. So the pioneers of quantum science, like the great physicist David Bohm, he describes the energetic web that is found on the quantum level of reality as a mind-like sea of energy, or an information field. He has this book, Undivided Universe, and here Bohm tells us that there is a mind-like quality present in every particle that comes, and that becomes stronger even more when we go deeper into the subtle levels of reality. So that is very fascinating to understand and to keep in mind, that we are interacting within a field that has mind-like qualities, and the deeper we go, the more potent it is. So what you must understand for today's psychic self-activation is, at the quantum level, you are one with everything that exists. And that is not just something from the spiritual community. That is actually what science also is now picking up and finding out and proving. In fact, they describe it even so that you are not just a part within a field of information, but you are actually the field. Imagine that. You are the field. Your individualized consciousness, also mine, speaking of all of us, is simply a focused space within the whole. So here's a good image to understand it, and that is the ocean. And the mystics would say, like, you are the wave on the ocean. And like the wave, you can never be distinguished or be separate from it. So imagine the wave. It's here, then it is again ocean, and it's a wave again. So that is what happens with consciousness as well, and with our individualized consciousness also. We are here for a bit in this focus as this human, as this being, and then we go into the ocean again, and then we come up again. So this is what we discussed last time. And now, today, we're going a bit further. So, but first of all, can I check in with you? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're following so far, if that's interesting to you, if you picked up anything from that? Okay, awesome, thank you. That is really good. Then let's go and learn some more. And yeah, so something very interesting. Even though neither the scientists nor the mystics know exactly what this subtle energy is that we find at the deep quantum levels and what it is made of. We all know life is a mystery. We know that it exists, and scientists have observed it and have observed its qualities and its reactions. So this field of subtle energy is also called the field of pure potentiality. If you look towards more spiritual lingo or the spiritual community, you could also find expressions like the divine or divine intelligence. Some call it even God. And it is very known that the very famous scientists, quantum scientists, they at one point, they all come to that awareness. So I find this interesting side fact. So because it seems that if a conscious observer holds a clear and focused intention and projects thoughts and emotions within that field of pure potentiality, it does give a reaction. We heard earlier that it is a mind-like field. So it does react. So we are interacting with it. Like waves, they turn into particles, and particles then turn into matter. And how does that work? So that is important for the process that we are doing today. Our thoughts, they have an electric energy, and they spark and they ignite within the field a specific potential. It is just like within our brain. So we also have these electrical impulses. That is how our brain works, on electrical impulses. So you can keep this in mind. Thought is electric energy. And your feelings, they have a magnetic energy. They draw potential into being. So think of your own heart and the power that it has when you allow it to feel, that it can be very attractive. So to someone or to something, if you desire something, that's a pulling in energy, that's an attraction energy. So, and this combined, the electric and the magnetic, that constitutes a field for us. So we have an electromagnetic energy field around our physical body. So that makes us a player in this field. We can do things with our thoughts and emotions, with our electric and magnetic energy. So when the manifestation gurus, they tell you, you have to be it to see it, then that is exactly true. You are the field, you select and ignite your potential, and you draw it into being. That's the basics of how you bring something into existence. And that is exactly what we're doing here today with the process of activating our psychic self. And how I understand it is that we do not reach out beyond of us into space or somewhere outside of ourselves. It is more like that all the potential is within us. So our entire being is made of this subtle energy. And it is in every cell, and also in everything that is actually existing around us. Everything is made of that. And how we know that is that science confirms it by showing us that an atom, for example, is made of 99.99% empty space, as they say. However, they also figured out that this empty space is actually not empty, but that is exactly where the subtle energy is, and that is filled with intelligent, responsive, subtle energy, and that holds information and the pure potential. So I know that is maybe a lot for some, maybe not for every one of you, but can you give me a reaction? How far am I still connecting with you? So are there questions? Then you can put them in the chat. That would be great. Okay, I see nods and I see thumbs up. So wonderful. Then we can go ahead and let's see, what do we have next? So we had a little bit of talking. I would like to now get us into action. And first of all, bring us to the level of awareness very quickly that we have just described, like connecting to this field consciously. And we can do this by shifting our brainwave state into a theta brainwave state. And that's very easily done. I will guide you to do that. Are you ready for that? Can I see some? Are you ready to do a short meditation? Okay. So then what you can do right now is really relax and feel yourself sitting in the space that you are sitting in. You can close your eyes if you want to. And now take a deep breath in. Hold it. And then out through the mouth. Do that again. And hold it. And out through the mouth. And one more deep breath in. Hold it. And then out through the mouth. Okay. Now bring your awareness to your own heart, to the chest. You can put a hand there to make it even more clear for you where your attention is, if that helps you. And take a moment to think about something or someone that you really like, that you love, that you enjoy in your life. A person, a thing, a place, something that you appreciate, that you are grateful for. And allow yourself to have these feelings of appreciation, of gratitude, love, and of joy. And with that, allow yourself to expand your heart space, to expand your energy around you, just by having the intention that will happen for you. And with the next breath, let your awareness go through your body, down to your feet, go through your lower body, your pelvic area, your legs, knees, shins, feet, to the soles of your feet. And then go into to the ground. Go through all the layers of the earth. Go with your attention, your awareness into the core, to the heart of the earth. Just let your awareness drop deeper and deeper. And here you make a really good connection. Whatever image helps you to throw an anchor or to put some rope, whatever helps you to grow roots, to feel this, oh, I'm really solid and anchored in the center of the earth. And once that's done, take a deep breath in and draw beautiful grounding energy from the core of the earth up, up, up through all the layers of the earth into the sole of your feet, through your body. Fill all the cells of your body with this grounding energy. Come up to the top of your head, and on your head you create a beautiful ball of light done by itself, and you put your energy consciousness into that ball of light, and now it starts vibrating and it shoots up, goes into the air, goes through the roof, or if you're outside, it just goes into the sky, through the earth atmosphere, and you leave the earth behind. You go up, 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 up. You go through the entire known universe and beyond, through all the layers of light, brighter lights and darker lights. You pass a golden light and you go higher, higher, higher. You go through a rainbow colored light. You go up, up, up. You go through a pink mist and you go higher. And then you see an opening, like a window or a door. And there's a beautiful iridescent bright white light shining. And that's where you go into with your bubble. Exactly. Go up, up, up. And in this beautiful bright white light, you go as high as you can. Higher, higher, higher. We want to go to the highest place of truth, unconditional love, infinite potential, instant healing and manifestation. And once you reach that, you open your bubble and you become one with this field. You consciously choose to be aware of your oneness with the field of pure potentiality. Just being here is a healing, and it is your birthright to be connected in this conscious awareness, aware way. All right. Let every cell of your body become aware of this pure potentiality. Immerse yourself in that. Allow yourself to be really one and be aware of it. Okay. Wonderful. Now you can just simply stay in this awareness. So your body, mind, spirit, soul knows how to do that. You don't have to do this with your rational mind. And you can just take a deep breath and then open your eyes again. All right. Everyone okay? Wonderful. So this was the first thing that we do today. And now we look at a few more things before we then do the actual activation. So let's talk about our psychic senses, but let's start from what we already know and are aware of, and that is our 5 physical senses. So touch, smell, hear, taste, and see. And for most of us, all our senses just work just fine, and we take them for granted. Usually we don't pay too much attention as long as they are sharp enough and we are happy with what we are perceiving. So our senses are there for us to help us to interpret information within and also around ourselves. They help us to be oriented in our physical world and also within our bodies. And they literally help us to make sense of the world and of our experience. However, those 5 senses are not all of our senses. Connected to them, we also have subtle senses. And that is how we connect with the subtle energy around us and within us, and how we interpret information that comes from this quantum level of reality. So before we will go to the activation, let's have a look at the most dominant subtle senses that allow us to process information beyond our physical reality and awareness. So we have clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance as the most dominant. And that means clairsentience, you feel beyond what is actually physically present. With clairaudience, you hear beyond. There is no, in a situation where there is no source of sound, you still are hearing something. In clairvoyance, that is mostly most people are aware of that, is where you have images appear in your inner eye, as we say. And with claircognizance, which is very fascinating for me, is that you really have a knowledge of something and you absolutely don't have an idea where you got this knowledge from, but you have the certainty of, oh yeah, that's right. So there's also, of course, clairalience, that is a smell beyond, smelling beyond a physical source, and also 𝗂𝘅𝗽𝗪gustance, and that is the taste beyond the physical. And those two are very interesting, and they can be considered as the finer subtle senses. Imagine just like not everyone in the physical world is a sommelier and can taste the nuances of a wine, or is a perfumer who can create the most exquisite fragrances. So not everyone has a highly developed subtle sense of smell and taste. However, they do exist and we can improve them. Now, in order to activate our psychic abilities, I would like to give you a very short introduction so that you have an understanding how the subtle senses are linked with our physical body. So each major gland of our endocrine system, that is the adrenals, the gonads, the pancreas, the thymus, the thyroid, the pituitary, and the pineal gland. Each of these is connected to a subtle energy center, which is also called a chakra. And a chakra is a non-physical energy vortex. It's really like a spiraling energy vortex that processes subtle energy and the information in it. So it's mostly like a spiral in front of your body, in the area, in the air in front of your body. You could find it if you were sensing into it. And So you are picking up information with your subtle senses, and which then are processed, and that creates an awareness in your physical being as well. So there is an interaction between both layers, like the physical body and also the subtle bodies. And once you become conscious of that interaction, then you can start to interpret the information and it can make sense to you. So you probably have had an awareness where you had a gut feeling. So a gut feeling is not actually that, first of all, your gut is rumbling and doing something, but at the level of the solar plexus, you are receiving through your subtle energy vortex, your chakra, you're receiving information. And that reacts with the nerve endings and the cluster of nerves that is connected exactly in that place, that is then again connected to your intestines, to your gut. So that is in very short, brief words how you can imagine how this works. And you see, it is much more practical and in a way also physically tangible than what we could imagine sometimes when we hear someone speak of, oh yeah, energy work or something. It has a physical foundation, and that is something very important to understand. There's nothing up in the air. Everything is making sense and being connected to our physical being. So let's come again to our clairs, as we call them. So the crown chakra that you have on the top of your head, that is the energy center that is actually connected with your clear cognizance. And that's very easy to imagine. It just drops into your head. And that is, as I said, the ability that you can know things, even if you don't know how you know, but you have a very clear sense of, oh yeah, I know that's true, or that's it. You have this certainty. And then you have the third eye chakra, as it is called, between your eyebrows on your forehead. And that is the energy center that is connected to your clairvoyance, to your clairvoyant abilities to see into the non-physical. And that also includes seeing beyond time and space. So for example, if you have a precognition, so you know something before it actually happens, that is also connected to your clairvoyance and the third chakra. And then there is the throat chakra. That is the energy center that is connected to clairaudience and also telepathy. So you have the throat chakra informs all the things that are in your jaw and your ears, and also until here above the ears. And your energy centers for telepathy, for example, for clairaudience, they are above your ears. So like in this area, that is very good to know if you are interested in that. And then, of course, we have the solar plexus. We just talked about it. That is dominantly where you experience clairsentience. So that's the ability that you can sense and feel things. And that is where it gets most physical, as you say. You kind of like when you get goosebumps, for example. That is also a reaction to a subtle energy or a shift in energy, for example. That also includes picking up emotions and emotional states of people around you. You can feel how they feel in your own body. And some people also go as far as they can feel the physical pain that somebody is experiencing with their own body. That's how they are psychically wired. Yeah, we will go more into detail in the next class about how the subtle senses work and how we can be aware of them, also how we can have discernment with regards to the information that we are getting in to these vortexes. So let me check in with you. Are you still with this? I see there is something in the chat. Let me have a chat. Okay, that's just a yes from Jeremy. Thank you. All right, then Now, as I have told you a lot of things, and you can be sure that your mind is totally capable of processing all these informations very quickly, very easily. So don't worry. Now would be a good time to actually get into the activation. So are you ready for that? Hello. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. It's always good to see where everybody is and what's happening in the space. Thank you so much. So, okay, then let's go ahead. What we can do now is, like we already did a moment ago, consciously connect to the field of pure potentiality. And then we activate the possibility of our most psychic self. You can imagine it like this. So in the field, there exists a version of you that already has their psychic senses activated in the best possible way. And there's also a version of you who already has had many psychic experiences. And there's also a space in the field where there is all the knowledge and wisdom available of how to use your psychic gifts wisely. And we will be connecting to all of these spaces and more. And we do this through the virtues of unconditional love, truth, and compassion. And we will only activate what is in the highest and best for you, each individual here, right now, today. And we do this with in the most loving and joyful way. That is the intention that we are setting for this activation. And the process that we are actually using is, to the quantum physicists, they speak of quantum entanglement. So we are entangling consciously with a potential within the field of pure potentiality. And if you are more inclined to a spiritual community, then you will find modalities that are called more, like quantum jumping. That is the game that we can do here. So if you are up to that, then I would like to ask you again to center yourself on your chair or wherever you're sitting right now, and bring your awareness to your body again. And we do just a really quick fresh up of our energy. So remember, you pulled up energy from the core of the earth through your entire body. Remember, you had the ball of light and you went up through the entire universe. You entered the beautiful iridescent bright white light, and you went up to the highest place of truth and pure potentiality. So while you're remembering, you bring your entire energy, consciousness, and awareness back to that space. And now I will make a few suggestions. And whenever this suggestion that I make for you feels like, oh yeah, I want to have that, then you can just say to yourself in your mind or out loud, yes. So then you will receive this information from the field. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, we're setting the intention here. We're asking that for each and every one in this room, in this space that we are sharing, what now happens first of all is an opening, a clearing, a healing, and an alignment of all the psychic centers and the chakras in connected to the body. So if you would like to have that happen for you and your body, you can say yes to that. If you feel like, no, I don't want that, you don't have to. You can say, no, thank you. So it's always your choice. For those of you who'd like to have that happen, we will now receive that. You will now receive that from the field in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way for you in this very moment. So now, with this little preparation, let us move forward. So what you just heard is how you can connect with potential that is around you. And now I ask you to set the clear intention for yourself that you now connect with your most psychic self that already exists, and that all the information, the knowledge, the understanding, the practical awareness, and the skills, the active skills that are available, be brought forward and be made available for you in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way in your body and your energy system right now. And that your body and energy system right now, right here, is opening up and adjusting and aligning itself in the highest and best, most loving and joyful way for you to exactly take on these knowledges, understanding, wisdom, and capacity, ability, and skill. And we will observe that. I will observe that for you happening. So conscious intention, observing is a change in the feeling. Thank you. It's done. It's shown. Here's another thing that we can ask for each of you, to get a sense of an awareness, an image, a feeling, however the information can best be transported to you, of who you are as your most psychic self, what you can actually do. So tap into your knowledge, tap into your skills, into your awareness. So from this very new perspective, from this expanded and updated perspective of your psychic self, what can you do now? What are you aware of now? What is available? What do you understand now? And take a moment to be in this awareness and let information just come to you. Receive. And it's easy. What you can also do is you can ask, how can I best apply my psychic abilities? How can I best nurture them, play with them, train them? What is the best use that I can have with them for myself and for the greater good? And also let this information come to you. Ease, relax, open up, allow yourself to be aware. Now, since this is not the first time that human beings are using psychic abilities or opening up to it or are aware of it, we can ask, and you can give your conscious permission to be connected to all the people, all the beings who have psychic awareness, to be a part of that collective so that we can share knowledge and understanding, that we can receive deeper knowledge and understanding from that field of consciousness, of those who have active psychic abilities, so that we are part of this community and can receive all the gifts and the learnings and incorporate them into our own wisdom, into our own bodies, minds, spirits, hearts, souls. Knowing that we are not the only ones, that there have been psychics before us, and that there will be psychics after us. And we are helping the evolution of humanity by activating our most psychic self to bring these abilities that are normal, that are innate human abilities back to life. If you want that, you can say yes. All right. Anything else? So to complete this activation, we ask that everything that has been activated for you in every cell of your body, in your DNA, across all times and dimensions, all that has been drawn into you, that it is now really anchored also into the physical, that you can be grounded with it. And we do this by, as you bring your awareness back into your body, like you get back into your bubble, and all the way that you flew up, now you go down again. So you leave the bright white light, you go through the rainbow light, you go down through the golden light, you go down through the known universe, you enter the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, the Earth atmosphere, until the bubble is back on your head. And then you bring your energy consciousness back into your body, into every cell of your body, through your entire body, into the soles of your feet and deep into the ground, to the core of Mother Earth. And you give the Earth an update about who you are right now in your new most psychic self. Let her know who you are right now. And with your next breath, draw up beautiful grounding energy from the Earth. Bring it back up through the soles of your feet, through the entirety of your body, into every cell, until you come up to the top of your head again. And then open your eyes. All right. So, how is everyone feeling? That was pretty exciting. My head is buzzing. How are you? Can you write it in the chat? Short. Wonderful. Okay. There's also an interesting question of other clears. Okay, I see it. What's happening there? Are you well? Is it buzzing? Okay. That can very well happen. I would suggest that you really make an effort today to drink as much water as you can. If you can put your feet on the ground, all the better. So on the earth, that is helping you to ground and anchor this energy. What you can also do after this process is having shower or going out to a body of water, put your feet in water. That is also helping you to ground and to also release everything that is no longer serving you with this update. All right. So I see some people are writing. Okay, there's a little bit, yeah. Okay, that is interesting. So of course, when we do an activation like that, this also really rearranges things. It does rearrange things also on a physical level, and that sometimes can come with a little bit of a tension. So as said, it would be very beneficial to drink water and to just relax. It will, of course, really come down again. So yes, exactly. Someone's writing, it was like being awake and asleep at the same time. And that is exactly the right description for that state in the theta brainwave state. We all know this state exactly from when we are in the morning, when we are waking up. That's exactly the space in between. That is the theta brainwave state. And that is when we are most connected. And I see you understand this perfectly. That is the most potent time. Also, when you go to bed, you have the same opportunity again to consciously connect with this, the field of pure potentiality, to actually have a conversation and to actualize and ask for the potentials to be activated that you want to have activated in your life. So it's really fruitful to pay good attention to these both times, like in the morning when you wake up and also before you go to sleep. There was a very good, or there is a very good question. Are there other clairs linked to the chakras? Yeah, that was very obvious from my slide that there was something missing, and of course this question is very necessary. So of course we have a heart, which is a very potent subtle energy transmitter and amplifier, actually. So what we know is that the lower chakras, like the root, for example, that is something that connects us with the earth. So if we want to really connect with that and have information from that, we can have that from there. But I wouldn't necessarily say that we have a different clair in that space. We have, they are more like they connect, amplify, and kind of like stack on top of each other. Does that make sense? Does that clarify a little bit? Kind of. Okay, I see a thumbs up. That is great. Thank you. I like the question, and I will surely put this forward into other classes. Yeah. Wonderful. I see a good self-care management here. This is very much appreciated. Very good. Have a look. No, there's no more further questions. So we are at a perfect time to move forward. So let me show you. There's more in store where that came from. So if you would like to stay updated about my office or my services, then there's a couple of options of how you can connect with me. Currently, the most interesting stuff for me is happening in the Facebook group that I shared the link with you, the Quantum Explorers. That is where I put my material also. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @𝗤𝘂𝗍𝘂𝗺. That is also where you can find interesting information, also announcement for further classes. At my homepage, of course, you find my services. And if you have more questions, or if you would like to give me a feedback, which is very much appreciated, then you can connect with me on info@thequantumexplorers.com. That is my current email address. And for those of you who are interested to go a step further and to come back next week when we talk about what could potentially block our psychic abilities, then you can prepare for that. If you take a few minutes of your time, maybe you want to write a list towards the question of what do you believe is possible for you with your psychic skills? So what do you believe is possible for you with your psychic skills? And also, what do you believe is not possible? So we want to figure out a little bit about where are there subconscious limitations, and then we can remove them in the next class. So I'd like to conclude with something. Oh, that's not very visible, but I can tell you. So something that I am very, very proud of, I just recently developed a short activation sequence of 3 sessions that I'm now offering, that if you are interested to have a more individualized, more geared to your needs activation. So that today we did something very general, but in this 3-session package, we can look especially at what you are currently experiencing with your psychic abilities and how you can navigate this, expand on that. Then if you're interested, you can find this on my website under booking, and that is www.𝗤𝘂𝗄𝗃.com/booking. And with that, I can also, for convenience, I can also put this in the chat. That is quickly done. So here we go. Oh, sorry, that was not intended. I wanted to put this for everyone. All right. So, and with that, I'd like to thank you so much for attending me today in this class and to also contributing to it. And I see there's one more question. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Someone says it's very interesting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that. So I stop this here. And as said, if you would like to come back next week, same time, same place, same link, you are already registered. And I hope to see you back and share some more knowledge and interesting stuff with you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.